Russ, I guess you were just being made to pay for the opening 20 minutes of that game.
Yeah, really frustrating, really disappointing. Started really poorly. Just intensity, really. Energy, urgency, intensity was just nowhere near the level it has been recently. I can accept us making mistakes. Like I've spoke to you lots of times about it. You have to accept we're going to make mistakes at times. We are trying to develop and improve all the time. We have guys who have not played a huge amount for us who are still working out and finding the the different adaptations in the game they might have to make against different opposition and the way they set up. But I just don't think we reacted well enough to mistakes. The detail wasn't. We didn't start well. We had a warning sign early on with a set piece where the guy's not being marked. Fish has to produce a great save. Then they score 2 goals, 2 really poor goals from our point of view. So they didn't have to work hard enough for their goals. We're playing against a good team. You know, they had some good moments. Not a huge amount. I don't think we conceded a huge amount in terms of chances after that. But yeah, it just took us too long to get into our stride really. And then I felt some really positive stuff. We created a few brilliant chances in the second half. We should score. We should score 3 or 4 goals. There's no doubt about it. But we've been let down by the start of the game. And if obviously Cammy goes through and scores or Griggy, you get a goal and it's a completely different game. But I thought there were some excellent performances. Danny Harvey, Matt O'Reilly, really, really good. And the subs when they come on, Charlie, and they had a good impact. Scotty and Dave Kasuma, brilliant to see Dave back out there. I thought he'd done great. So, it's frustrating because we've been on a really good run and that's been based off the back of being real intensity, real detail, and we just didn't have that at the start of the game. We looked like a team that hadn't played for 10 days and looked a little bit rusty at the start, and we've paid for that, unfortunately.
You mentioned plenty of times that the Crewe game up at their place was a bit of an outlier in terms of bad performances. Is there something about Crewe?
Yeah, let's not get it mixed up. That was nothing like the performance up there. We created very little up there. They had numerous chances up at their place, and today was a different game. So I think what the difference, if you look at them, they've been really consistent in terms of the group they've had, what they're doing for 2 or 3 years. And I said to the players after, what they've done this year so far has been too good. The journey's been too tough to get to this point to where we are now to let it just drift away to the end of the season. So it's a big challenge for us now as a group, mentally, to make sure we finish as strongly as possible, because we are, there's no doubt about it, we are playing to prepare ourselves so that games like this next year don't happen. So the amount of change we've had has been huge, and today I think it probably showed that those guys are so in tune, and we're not at that point yet. We need a bit more time. So but listen, I feel completely different about the game to what I did up at their place, all those months ago.
Does it feel like it's almost the nature of the beast and where you are at the moment? You can win 4 games, but then occasionally you're going to lose games just because that's where your team are in the timeline, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. It is what it is. Otherwise, we'd be up near the top of the league. With some of the performances we put in. I think the disappointment and the frustration for all of us will be you look at the games where you should have had more. We created more. We started poorly. We've had too many of them this season. I thought we got out of our system. But yeah, what we have to do is avoid turning this into 2 or 3 or 4 games now. We have to, if you're going to be serious about anything next season, you have to bounce back from losing very quickly. We have a brilliant opportunity to go and do that on Saturday at a ground they should all be looking forward to going and playing. So we'll go there and hope to bounce back from today, because the guys have shown, up 4 wins on the bounce and some brilliant performances in that, what they're capable of. And when you do that, you set yourselves up to for other teams to be really, really wanting to beat you. And you could see that today, how much Crewe wanted it, how much it meant to them. They really came here desperate to win the game, and we couldn't quite live up to that intensity early on. It's cost us.
Despite it all, though, you had some great opportunities. I mean, Cameron Jerome's one that was ruled out for offside. He's one where he rounds the keeper and hits the post. I think Will Griggs threw one-on-one, a couple of headers towards the end. There were chances there. Yeah,
the goalie made a couple of really brilliant saves late on. Cammy's is a huge chance so early on in the second half. he's been really honest and stayed on his feet when there was contact. If he goes down as a penalty, it's probably a different story. And then, Griggy goes through and tries to square it to Charlie. I love the intention to try and provide it, but you have to get it right. You have to get it right. That's a big detail for us, and it's a massive chance. So I thought we looked quite threatening. We looked quite dangerous. We created a lot of really good chances. We weren't just crossing our fingers and hoping. And there were some brilliant chances, and that's one of the positives. But we haven't scored, which is really frustrating because you can't create that much and have that many touches in the opposition box and be there that much and not score a goal. So the 2 boxes today have let us down. There's no doubt about that.
Could there have been a red card when Will Grigg was through on goal?
There could have been. Yeah, I think the interpretation of the law is... I think the referee's interpretation of the law was probably different to mine today. I think the law is that he has to be under control. But he's the last man. Griggy's running through. He's about to control the ball. It's not gone away from him. It's not in the goalie's hands. He's going to get the ball. So, we'll send it off. We'll do a report and I'm sure we'll get an explanation or an apology. Either way, it seems to be the case, but it doesn't make much difference. I'm never going to come out here and blame the officials, but I think it could have easily been a red card, and I think if it was against us and if it was one of our players and someone showed a red card, we probably couldn't argue too much, but it didn't go our way, and it is what it is.
A couple of injuries in there as well. How are Louis Thompson and Cameron Drone looking?
Cammy was just precautionary, really. He felt something, so hopefully he'll be okay. I'm sure he will be. And with Louis, we'll have to wait and see. It's hopefully he's okay. He felt a little something, and hopefully we've called it early enough because I thought he's done great since he's come back, Louis, from his last one, and hopefully we can avoid another injury because he's been really unlucky. So hopefully, Cammy, I'm pretty sure, confident will be involved Saturday. With Louis, we'll have to wait and see.
You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but how good was it to have David Kasuma back in your squad again?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, he's looked really good in training. Looked really good, yeah. I thought he'd done well. He looks a little bit rusty when he first come on, but he's been out for a long time. But I thought the longer the game went on, the longer he spent on the pitch, he looked more comfortable. He'd done some really brilliant bits, which we came to expect from Dave. It's great having him back in. It's a big boost for everyone, I think. A really big boost. So, he's going to be important for us moving forward to the end of the season and obviously next season as well.
Made some substitutes bench that you had to pick from this afternoon, and I felt in their way each of them came on and had a little bit of an impact. Yeah,
I was pleased with all of them. We're in a really hectic period now, 6 games in 18 days. We're going to need everyone. We spoke about that before the game, and recently the subs who have come on, they've really impacted things, and they have to continue to do that because Danny Harvey has forced his way back into the team because of the impact he had from the bench. Matty Sorinola the same, and obviously he missed out today, but he done well when he come on. I thought Scotty has reacted brilliantly to not being in the team training, and then today I thought he was really good. So they all have to, and Griggy and Charlie Brown had a brilliant header save. So they all have to contribute. Everyone is trusted. Real, as you said, real strength in it. I think that's probably the strongest matchday squad we've ever named since I've been here, I think, which is brilliant. And so we have to try and keep everyone fit now. And as I said to you, the challenge is now to make sure we are finishing the season as strongly as possible because we can't. It looks like we can't go down. It looks like we're not going to get promoted. So I do not want us to fall into a trap of thinking we can relax and finish the season. It doesn't really matter because it does. Every game matters, and we are preparing for next season all the time. And we have to get as many points this season as possible.
A few words exchanged between you and David Artell just before the end of the game. What was happening there?
Yeah, no, it's what it is. They've won the game. I don't know what he's going crazy about. By the time their player kicked the ball off, Steve Walker was already up and walking. So I didn't see why we had to give him the ball back. We had 3 players around their player when they had the ball. I just said we'll keep the ball and play. There's like 30 seconds left. They've won the game. And he took exception to that, so I apologise. But if he'd kicked it out for a player who was genuinely injured, then no problem, we'd give the ball back. But Steve was fine by the time it was kicked out, so it was just a disagreement, it is what it is.
Thanks very much, Russ.
No problem.
Russ, Jääskeläinen put in a couple of sensational saves in those final 10 minutes. Would it be fair to say that he may have stolen those points for his team?
No, not stolen. I think they had some good moments in the game. I think they're a good team. But yeah, he made a couple of fantastic saves. There's no doubt about it. He saved them goals for sure. We should have scored. We should have scored 3 or 4 today. Some of the chances were massive, huge chances, and we haven't been good enough in their box, and we didn't show the right mentality in the first 20 minutes in our own box. So that's the story of the game, really.
And you utilised inverted winbacks again today, at times at least. Is that something we're likely to see more and more over the coming weeks?
Yeah, they swapped over. It just depends on the game, really. It depends how we see the opposition, how it can help us. But yeah, I liked, Ethan grew into the game, got better. I think like the rest of the team, he started off fairly slowly, but he created some of our best chances. But I felt Danny deserved to stay on. I wanted to get Matty on just to inject a bit more energy and just to try something different. But yeah, it's they can. The beauty of it is they can all play both sides. So they're 3 really versatile and adaptable players who've all been really, really, really good for us recently. So we trust all of them, and yeah, you might see a bit more of that. I'm sure it will chop and change between now and the end of the season.
Excellent. Cheers, Russ.
No problem.
Did it hurt momentum to lose Louis Thompson almost immediately after Cameron came off?
No, I don't think so. If I'm honest, the plan was to get Louis only a few more minutes until Scotty come on, because I don't think Louis was ready to play 90 minutes yet. So it was frustrating, but I don't think it made a huge impact in the game and the momentum of the game. But yeah, obviously it's really disappointing for anyone to come off injured. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he'll be okay.
Indeed. I found in the early stages that Crewe were making an effort to try and press the defence and defensive midfield quite heavily. Do you think that might contribute to the first goal at least?
Yeah, I think it's the same. Every team that's been here for however many months. Some games we've dealt with it brilliantly. Some games not as much. We haven't dealt with it as well as we should have. And yeah, I've said that. The first 20 minutes it's on us. However, any team come and set up, and they did press. They pressed well. They pressed hard, but we work on it. We have solutions, and we didn't find the solutions well enough, and we didn't react well enough to mistakes, as I've already said. So it was our lack of intensity more than anything, compared to their intensity, that has cost us the game today. And on another day, we play much better around the press, no doubt about it. Or if you're not going to, and you're going to make mistakes, you have to react better and not concede the goals that we did, because they were soft goals to concede.
Sure. Is it a sign of the faith being shown in Harry Darling that 3 months or thereabouts into becoming champion, he's been given the captain's armband?
Yeah, well, Sirs was the captain. Obviously, he came off and gave him that. So, yeah, I think Harry's been he's growing all the time. We've got a lot of guys who are really early on in their journey with us, and look how much Warren O'Hore has grown this year. It's been incredible. Zach's only his 2nd game playing in that position. Harry's been outstanding, and but he has a lot to work on. He knows that, and he's willing. They all have that. They're young guys that we put a lot of responsibility on. The same as Fisher, the goalie, I thought was great today. He had one real big save to make and made it, and his decision making apart from that was really good. So we have a lot of young guys who are growing, who are improving all the time and experiencing things for the first time in their careers. A lot of them. So we have to be patient. We have to accept there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be bumps in the road, but as long as they keep showing the attitude and the commitment to buying into what we're doing and the responsibility that comes with it, then these guys are they're going to be part of it with us, hopefully for a long time, and we love working with them.
Surely as part of the development, then it'll be important for them to be able to learn quickly from what else happened yesterday then?
Yeah, I think they've shown numerous times this season they can learn really quickly. They have really good character, really good personality. So I've got no worries about that we'll bounce back from today, and we just have to make sure, as I said to Toby, we have to bounce back quickly and learn from today. And I think the beauty of process is that we have they know how they're being judged, what we're judging their performance on, how we're going to analyse the game. We have clarity in what we need moving forward after today, and we'll watch it back now, and I'm sure the things that we feel after the game and the things that we think were the issues, I'm sure they will be, and we might learn a bit more as well, and the guys will be showing that tomorrow, and part of the process is making sure we learn from that ahead of Saturday.